lovelies! If you are looking for a quick and easy weeknight dinner recipe that is sure to please a crowd, and come on, who isn't? Then today you have come to the right place because I am sharing this absolutely amazing one-pot Italian sausage and spinach pasta that is so super good and so simple to make. Now in my house, like I bet in a lot of yours, pasta is a weeknight staple, not only because it is so quick to make, but also because it's something my kids are guaranteed to eat. And this pasta dish is super flavorful, but comes together in no time. It's also a one-pot pasta, which means we are making it all in a single pan, and there will be a lot fewer dishes to deal with, which I am all about. So I'm just gonna get started by heating up a nice big skillet like this, or a nice big soup pot would work for this recipe, over medium-high heat. And I'm going to be heating up a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of my pan. And I'm going to be using this oil to cook up my Italian sausage. Now I've got some chicken sausage here. You could use pork instead if you wanted to, whatever you prefer. This is mild because I'm going to be serving it to my kids who are not such big fans of the heat. But if you wanted to make this nice and spicy, go ahead and use a really nice hot Italian sausage. That would be amazing. I'll just say, if I was making it for just myself, hot Italian sausage would be what was on the menu. All right, so just as soon as my oil is nice and hot, I'm gonna go ahead and add my sausage to my pan. You can see I've just removed my sausage from its casing, and all I'm gonna do at this point is break my sausage up with the side of my spoon, and I'm going to let it cook away until it's no longer pink, usually between, say, 5 and 6 minutes. Just as soon as my sausage is cooked through, I'm gonna go ahead and add an onion to my skillet because I wanna start building in some great flavor, and I'm going to cook that for an additional 2 to 3 minutes just until that onion starts to soften up and my sausage starts getting nicely browned. So our onion is soft, our sausage is browning, and I have to tell you, my kitchen smells absolutely amazing. And I just wanna go ahead and add some garlic to this as well, because you know I am all about that garlic flavor, especially when it comes to pasta. I'm gonna let that get even more fragrant and wonderful. And after just about 15 or 30 seconds of that garlic being in the pan, it is time to add our pasta to this. So as I mentioned, this is a classic one-pot pasta recipe. And what that means is we are actually going to cook our pasta right in the same skillet as our sauce and our meat. Now here I am using some penne pasta. You could use really any kind of pasta you want in this recipe. And I'm going to top my pasta with some fire roasted tomatoes. Now, if you only have regular diced tomatoes, they will totally work, but fire roasted is my jam. They just have so much more flavor, a little bit of smokiness thanks to that fire roasting, and some great color and texture. I'm also at this point going to be adding some seasoning to this. So I've got some homemade Italian seasoning headed in here. You could always use store-bought if that's what you have on hand. If you want to make your own, it's actually really easy to do, and I have a great recipe for that I will link in the description box below the video, so you can take a look at that once you're done watching this yumminess unfold. And then guys, it's time to go ahead and add my liquid to this. Now, of course, you could use water here. That is absolutely fine. But the real secret to one-pot pasta, the reason why it's so delicious, is because instead of water, you typically use something like chicken broth, which is so super flavorful. And that's what I'm going to do here. So I've got about 4 cups of chicken broth headed in here. And I'm just going to bring this mixture to a boil. And once it's reached a boil, I will reduce my heat to sort of medium and let this simmer away for between, say, 12 and 15 minutes, stirring it frequently until my pasta is totally tender. The chicken broth is going to combine with those fire roasted tomatoes, cook down, and what you're gonna end up with is this really beautiful, luxurious, flavorful sauce right in your pan. That's sort of the beauty of a one-pot pasta. It makes your sauce and your pasta all at the same time. All the effort is going to pay off because the flavor at the end of this is going to be insane. Now, just as soon as that pasta is fully cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and add my finishing ingredients. What I like to do at this point is to add some greens to this. I'm using baby spinach here, but baby kale would also work really, really well, or just regular kale or frozen kale. I find a pasta dish like this is sort of the perfect place to hide those greens if you've got someone who's a little reluctant to eat them because they sort of wilt down and sort of become one with the pasta, which I love. And just as soon as my spinach is nice and wilted like this, I'm gonna add freshly grated Parmesan cheese, which I cannot live without, you guys know. So I've got about half a cup here. You could add a little more, a little less, totally up to you. I feel like the freshly grated Parmesan here just takes this dish from like a 10 to an 11.5. It makes it extra rich and creamy and adds another dimension of flavor to this already incredibly flavorful pasta. Guys, this is one of those recipes you need to run, not walk to the kitchen and try it. So simple, so easy, so flavorful, all made in one pot, so dishes are gonna be a breeze. And then all that's left is the tasting. It is perfection. So good. Guys, I hope you'll give this yumminess a try for yourselves. And if you do, be sure to tweet me, Instagram me, or Facebook me a photo, because you know how much I love seeing your kitchen creations. Remember, this recipe with the full written instructions and measurements is featured on healthymealplans.com, our amazing meal planning site that allows you to browse more than 1,000 recipes, drag and drop them into your weekly meal plan, and then automatically generates your grocery list for the week. How easy is that? Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. And finally, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe because there is lots more deliciousness where this came from.